Greetings. You have your ticket? You don't? No problem. Just hit the subscription button below. Come on in. Hi everyone, DFG here.
Jonathan Speights.
All right, with Gideonsflight. So we're here, guys, and I guess, Jonathan, we wanted to share a little bit of our commentary on Billy Porter. Oh, velvet dress wearing Billy Porter. Jonathan, what you think about Billy Porter and his black velvet tuxedo gown and his 49-year-old ass? Go ahead.
I just hope he don't have no kids, man. Like, disgusted. It amazes me what they place on TV now for attention.
Yeah, it's interesting. And, it's really discouraging because I read an interview just recently, Jonathan, from Vogue. I think it was Vogue magazine, and they did an interview with Billy Porter. And old Billy Porter.
Uh-huh.
We're going to give his ass 3 names. Billy Porter. All right? All right? BP. All right? I can use some other word for that B, but we ain't going to go
Black
there.
Princess.
Yeah, there you go. The Black Princess, with his musty, toxic, effeminate self.
Yeah.
All right? See, I restrained myself that time, Jonathan, because I could have said, the other word.
Yeah.
But old Billy Porter on the Vogue interview started talking about gender fluidity and how that his coming out in his black tuxedo velvet dress, was to really, provoke a political, conversation that would take it to the stratosphere in terms of really getting this toxic masculinity out on the table.
What strikes me, Cap? I live day to day, not even thinking about who's gay or whatnot. So, like, what message are you trying to get across? Nobody cares no more if you're gay or who you're with. Nobody cares anymore. That's not really a serious topic nowadays. That's your life. Live how you want to live. That's your decision. So, what's really behind this message?
Yeah, it's a good question because, and I don't know what's really behind. Yeah, that's a good question. What is the ulterior motive, right? What's the motivation behind it? And, the other part of it is that how the hell did toxic masculinity somehow or another change? It morphosized. I think that's a word. But yeah, morphined from supposedly white men with the hashtag Me Too and hashtag Time Up. It morphed from white to black. Yeah. When did that shit happen?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
You don't even see white men really on TV with dresses and shit like that no more. It's all your favorite black celebrities and stuff like that.
Well, it's interesting because remember the whole Gillette commercial, right? Mm-hmm. The Gillette commercial had men like Terry Crews, you follow me, and other men, talking in terms of addressing this with white men. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll be, how you say, I'm an equal opportunity critic, and I would tell you, I understand why white men got pissed off about it. If I was a white male, I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, what the hell are you trying to say to me?
Right.
That I don't have a right to be a man?
Right.
That I don't have a right to raise my son to be a man?
Right.
That somehow or another my son being, masculine and confident in his masculinity makes my son toxic. I understand as a white male, I don't understand as a white male, but I understand how a white male would probably feel because, although I don't really know the white experience, I would give the white male credit as a African, copper color, aboriginal, you know what I'm saying? Native American, I can understand some degree how he would feel. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's a male and I'm a male. We're males, right? So I can understand why he would be offended for a national commercial to be promoted implying that something was wrong with him being masculine. Right? But my question again is how did this thing turn from white to black?
What's that equation we was talking about Sunday, Cut? When we're born, 7 black men to 1 black woman. As time progressed, what is it, 7?
Oh, I got you. No, yeah. What we're saying is that at birth rate, and this is a fact, guys. So some of you guys probably know this, some of you guys may not. But so-called African American black males outnumber so-called African American black females at birth. So in other words, I'll just give you a number just so you can have something to measure by what we're talking about here, guys. So let's just say black men outnumber black women, 2 to 1 at birth. But by the time those 2 children who were born 18 years prior, when they turn 18 years old, the black female outnumbers him 7 to 1. Right. Which is scary in itself because, quite frankly, it implies, and it's not a stretch to say it implies, genocide of the black male. Because there's no way for that number to have shifted like that in an 18-year period of time. And if that number continues, as you're about to say, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where that, there'll be very few, so-called African Americans here in America. And now that may be, and by the way, that might seem like that's a conspiracy theory. For that, that's not far-fetched. That's you'd have to understand there's something to that.
Absolutely, it's part of an agenda. I mean, the black male is the dominant species on the planet. I mean, life pretty much started with us. Let's get that out the way. So now everything just came full circle. The incarceration, addiction,
murder, suicide,
homosexuality.
No.
So now it come full circle.
Yeah, I guess you can call that the
5 deadly sins.
Yeah, that's right. The 7 deadly sins, the 5 deadly sins. And, Jonathan and I, we kind of talk about it kind of halfway lightheartedly, but we take this very, very serious. Yeah. And so when you start looking at the toxic masculinity aspect of it, that it changed colors right before our eyes. And the reason I say that, because you got Billy Porter with his velvet gown wearing ass. Then you got Terry Crews, who's going around doing seminars about implying that black men are the toxic masculinity. And then he was even doing an interview with Mike Tyson. Mike Iron Tyson. Mike, I'll eat your children, Iron Tyson. Going around saying that if he had to live his life all over again, he would never have been that man, how he hate that man. Right. And I'm not talking about eating nobody's children, Mike, but I'm talking about the same Mike Tyson that built his reputation upon being a great fighter, now has joined into toxic masculinity. Black men, are a threat to society, so we need homosexual men, gay men like Billy Porter, and if you let me tell it, undercover gay men like Terry Crews, you follow me? Down on the down low, speaking the same foolish garbage to our young black men and young black women, and to the general population. Because now it almost appears that, we're the predator now. We're the top. How the hell we're less than 2% of the population, talking about so-called black men over 18 years old. How the hell we're the problem with America as it relates to masculine, toxic masculinity? I mean, Donald Trump don't have a place in this damn thing? I mean, after all, he was going around talking about he like grabbing women's pussies. Right. No disrespect, ladies, but that's what he said. Y'all know that's what he said, right? What about all these? What about Harvey Weinstein? Right. You follow me? The what they call it? What kind of sofa they called it? The sofa that you had to sit on to get in the movies. Casting sofa, I think is what they call it. The casting couch. What about Jeffrey Epstein? Right. What about Robert Kraft? Right. Who's now gonna probably get away? With being a sexual predator. What about him? What about the Ed Buck character? You know what I'm saying? Right. Of course, Ed Buck, he killed 2 gay men, black gay men in this apartment, and nothing happened, to him. What about the Les Mouvas? Right. Oh, Billy Singer. Now, if you guys don't know, if you listen to my other videos, you know Billy Singer is the producer director of Bohemian Rhapsody. And Jonathan, the old guys are talking to the young buck here. about movies. Now, I didn't go see the movie because I heard the movie was full of homosexuality.
Right.
And I don't embrace that lifestyle.
Right.
I mean, like you said earlier, we don't have the right to tell anybody how to live, but they don't have a right to tell us how to live either. They don't have a right to call us, promoters of hate, or toxic because we don't embrace what we were not created to be.
Well, I look at these guys like they're traitors. One, because you're homosexual. Two, you're a traitor to God, Yahweh. Three, you're put in power to not create. Like, who gave you that right to take a stance of being a homosexuality and pushing your agenda to young boys and girls that's okay?
Yeah.
You guys are traitors.
Yeah. And you know what? And just like they're entitled to their opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, right, Jonathan?
Absolutely.
And, and I will tell you, it's Billy Singer, because I brought that name up. Billy Singer, Bohemian Rhapsody, go Google him up, and you're going to find out that he's been accused on several occasions of pretty much raping little boys. You follow me? So when you start talking about the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, Jeffrey Epsteins of the world, the Donald Trumps, the Bob Krafts, the Les Mouvals, the Matt Lauers, the Bill O'Reillys. I mean, we can go on and on and on. So how does the black man become the face all of a sudden? You follow me? Now all of a sudden it's gone from, in my opinion, those are really toxic masculinity predators, the guys that I mentioned. You follow me? To guys like you and I, or the black men in general, so-called, who for the most part, ain't enough of us to be practicing no toxic masculinity. Nothing. Hell, we, as you said, it's 7-1, we're just trying to survive. Shit, we're barely even existing.
Exactly.
So how the hell are we your threat?
Right.
So Terry Crews and Billy Porter and Mike Tyson and probably a couple of other Don Lemons and whatever, or Lemonade, as I heard somebody call this little sweet ass. You follow me? You sitting there, I'm like, how the hell it becomes us?
Right.
You follow me? I mean, we have a right to be a man, to be a male. That's, like you said, we were born that way. The Creator, Yahweh, made us this way. So now, somehow or another, because we take a stand and feel comfortable being a male, that somehow or another we are a threat to the overall society.
How dare us still?
How dare, you know what I'm saying? How dare you stand up and say I'm a man? What's your problem, Jonathan?
I'm part of the Me Too movement. Me Too, I want to live.
Yeah, me too. I want to be a man, and I don't want to be threatened by no homosexuals. And I don't want to be ridiculed by a bunch of male sellouts like Terry Crews, Mike Tyson, and the rest of that group.
Right.
So, we just want to come, directly here. You got Billy Porter walking around here with a dress on. You got people like Jada Pinkett Smith, who is the wife of Will Smith, who goes on national television kissing his son in the mouth. And now his son has gender fluidity. Yeah, his son is fluid. His daughter is fluid too.
Yeah.
I guess,
it says a lot about the parents if you think about it.
It says a hell of a lot about the parents. So, and again, if you guys wasn't singling us out as heterosexual males, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But we're not going to sit down and be quiet as men, comfortable in our skin.
The craziest thing is how much of a voice that the homosexual has.
Well, they're pushing this agenda heavy because the five that you talked about. I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong, but suicide, incarceration, addiction, murder, and homosexuality. If you look at all those things, the one thing they have in common, that is, low level of reproduction as a people.
And death.
Exactly right, which is low level of reproduction. Yeah. So, we just want to give you our little 5 cents on that.
2 cents, yeah.
2 cents on it. And this is what we'll say to you, Billy Porter. I'm going to be nice, and I'm not going to use, a vulgar term that some people relate to sex, okay? Because you need to stay with your husband and let him continue, sex you up and keep our names out of your damn mouth.
Absolutely.
DFG.
Jonathan Speights.
All right, peace, guys. Amen. Black and white. We with you. Hope you with us. Ladies, we love you too. Y'all need us, right? We need you.
Absolutely.
Bye now.